We're excited about him being our next Democratic mayor of Troy.
Come on, Gary. Enthusiastically supports the bid of our next mayor of Troy, Lou Rosamilia. Lou is standing beside his lovely wife, Peg. Behind me, have started referring to her as the First Lady of Troy. That's a little premature now. You can see she can adapt to the title. Peg's parents are also here today. Bud Murray and her mother, Marion Murray. And a couple of other introductions are necessary also. You see behind me an array of candidates. One who is not standing behind me due to judicial conflicts and so on is our great district attorney, Rich McNally, who's standing right over here. Our next sheriff, Gary Gordon. Representing our Assemblyman, Ron Canestrari, is his trusted colleague and almost lifelong friend, Assemblyman Jack McEnany. And of course, the son of the greatest Democrat I have ever known, and a man who I've always told young candidates they should emulate, our former Congressman, Mike McNulty. Who are for candidate for mayor of Troy, who excels in the three areas that are crucial to the success of any candidate: integrity, intellect, and electability. Lou Rosamilia excels in each of those areas. We are most fortunate that he has consented to run, to carry our party's banner, and I'm sure he will be remembered as the great mayor of the 21st century, our next mayor, Lou Rosamilia.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for coming out today for this announcement. My name is Lou Rosamilia, and I would consider it an honor and a privilege to be Troy's next mayor. Today we start fresh, and we focus the campaign for mayor and for the future of Troy. The attacks on the Campana family are an example of politics at its worst. That needs to stop before Troy can truly move forward. We need to put that ugliness behind us, focusing on the issues and the business of energizing Troy. I pledge today that I am not going to dwell on the politics of the past, but will concentrate on the promising future of the city of Troy. I'm entering this race today because I want to make sure the voters of Troy have a chance for a new start in November. A break from the bickering and petty politics that have too often stymied progress in Troy. It's time for a change. I'll just say that I'm not a career politician, and I think that's just what Troy needs: a breath of fresh air in City Hall. And with a professional and business approach. Someone who will work for a consensus and not contention. The Rosamilia name has been proudly affiliated with Troy for nearly 100 years. As a third-generation Trojan, I attended St. Augustine's, graduated from Sacred Heart, Catholic Central, Hudson Valley Community College, and SUNY Albany. I began my career as a teacher, coach, and athletic director at LaSalle Institute. Then I walked across the parking lot and continued my career at Hudson Valley, where I have served as a full-time professor of accounting in the business department for nearly 30 years. I've been on the union's executive committee for over 18 years. I've experienced a lot of negotiations. I've sat in on union negotiations, and I've held leadership positions in the Hudson Valley Faculty Association. With this background, I believe I am equipped with a solid background to tackle the financial challenges facing our city in the years ahead. As a resident of Troy, I've been privileged to volunteer in many organizations, giving back to the people in the city I love. In 2009, I was honored to be elected to the Rensselaer County Legislature, representing Troy. That has afforded me the opportunity to broaden my understanding of the workings of government and allowed me to serve the people as a member of the Finance Committee, Veterans Committee, and the Rules Committee. There are great challenges for Troy, but with the right leadership, steering us away from the bickering and petty partisanship, those challenges can be made into great opportunities. Troy has a mayor's position, and that Troy position has a seat on the RPI Board of Trustees. I promise to be at that table, making the voices of Trojans heard by RPI and developing a strong and productive partnerships. I will work to improve relationships with all educational institutions in Troy. They have great resources to share, and Troy has much to offer them as well. Waterfront, economic development will be key focuses of my administration. So will the development and implementation of creative solutions to Troy's downtown parking lots. Unfortunately, I must acknowledge today that there are those who want to paint a negative side of New Rosamilia. They're already out there slinging mud, saying I have taken a $5,000 raise that I opposed during my campaign for county legislature. I want to address the pay issue up front and now. The $5,000 raise was put in place before I ever was elected. Yes, I opposed it. And if I were in the majority at the legislature, I would be in a position to change the charter to reduce the salary of county legislators. However, as a member of the minority, I determined the best way for me was to donate that portion of my salary back to the community. How much and to whom I have donated, because that's not my style. It's not about me. Apparently, it will take full disclosure of my personal charitable contributions to silence my opponents. So I pledge that in the next few days, I will make a public and full accounting of how I have given that $5,000 back to the community. I am reminded of the words of Winston Churchill when he said, "We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give." Everyone for the many calls and words of encouragement. And just thank you for everyone for coming today. It's just so encouraging, such a positive thing for me to do. I'm humbled, truly humbled, by the tremendous response to my campaign so far, as indicated by a 21-point margin of victory in the recent Troy record opinion poll. I will be seeking out the residents of Troy to listen to their concerns as I develop a shared vision for the city of Troy. Together we can accomplish great things for Troy. As mayor, I pledge to do my very best for all Trojans. My name is Rosamilia, and I want to be your next mayor.